Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley is stepping up her attacks on former President Trump as she faces her most critical campaign moment in New Hampshire on Tuesday. Haley is trailing Trump in the Granite State by a relatively smaller margin than in other states, making her the most likely opponent to defeat the frontrunner. In a sign of the importance of the primaries for Haley, she abandoned her previous reluctance to criticize her former boss, warning voters against choosing him as their candidate on Tuesday. The reality is, who lost the House, because of us? Who lost the Senate? Who lost the White House? Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Haley said Thursday. Haley's comments came as the former president has increasingly gone after her ahead of the New Hampshire primary, calling her unelectable and accusing her of wanting to cut Social Security. There are a lot of instances where we need to start questioning Donald Trump and stop thinking what he says is golden, Haley responded during an interview on Fox and Friends on Friday. Unlike in Iowa, the race is tighter in New Hampshire, with the average poll showing Trump ahead of Haley by 10 points. On top of that, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who finished second to Trump in Iowa, is heavily prioritizing South Carolina over New Hampshire. DeSantis made a campaign stop in New Hampshire this week to take part in a debate scheduled in the state. "It was a real attack," said Matt Bartlett, a New Hampshire Republican strategist. "This absolutely penetrates Republican voters, MAGA Republican voters, the kind of voters she needs to build a broad coalition. So she recognizes that and she's responding." But the New Hampshire strategists also argue that the recent controversy between Trump and Haley was inevitable. "At some point you have to confront or die," said Jim Merrill, a New Hampshire Republican Party strategist. "You're trying to make your final argument to New Hampshire voters, vote for me, not him. That's why." Haley's recent attacks on the former president are some of the strongest she has delivered since the campaign began. Like most of Trump's other rivals, his former ambassador to the United Nations has had to balance between opposing Trump and directly attacking him. It's always hard to go against Trump because his electorate is so loyal to him, and there's probably nothing you can say to them that they haven't heard in the last 8 years from Democrats or from the media, Bartlett said. "So it's very important in how you counter it and how you contrast it. You network and draw people in rather than turn them off and push them away." Haley also began attacking the former president about his ability to get elected against President Biden, pointing to polls that show her leading against Biden. A Marist University poll released Friday shows Biden ahead of Trump and DeSantis in head-to-head matchups in New Hampshire, while Haley beats Biden by a 47% to 44% ratio among the state's voters. Haley's allies say Trump's increased attacks on her are a sign that he views her as a threat. After losing New Hampshire to Hillary Clinton in 2016 and again in 2020 to Joe Biden, Donald Trump is nervous and attacking Nikki Haley with lies, said Brittany Janik, a spokeswoman for Haley-backed super PAC SFA Fund Incorporated. Granite Staters have a choice on Tuesday. Voters can either roll the dice with Donald Trump or choose the candidate who will finish the border wall, protect Social Security and decisively defeat Joe Biden in 2024, Nikki Haley, Janik added. Earlier this week, Haley was criticized by New Hampshire political observers who said she has not attended enough events in the Granite State since the Iowa caucuses ended. "Voters are desperate and want to see Nikki Haley," Bartlett said. "I can't tell you how many friends and neighbors have asked me, where can I go to see Nikki?" But on Friday, Haley stopped in Newfields, Hampton, Manchester, Amherst and Milford after her campaign headquarters announced Thursday's events. Her campaign also announced open voting events in Keene, Peterborough, Rindge and Nashua on Friday. On Saturday, Haley will hold a rally in Exeter with TV judge Judy Scheindlin.